So you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, and you're looking for a town that still gives you small town charm, but with all the perks of being close to Dallas, Texas. Let me introduce you to Wylie, Texas. Whether you're relocating, investing, or just real estate curious, Wylie might be the hidden gem you didn't know you needed, but there's definitely a few things you should know before making the move. So stick around because we're gonna break all of that down in this video. First things first, let's talk about the location. So Wylie is located 30 miles northwest of downtown Dallas. It stretches across 3 counties, Collin, Dallas, and Rockwall, which is super unique. There's not very many cities that sits in 3 counties. So whenever I do have people looking in the area, I'm always checking which county are we in because it could be one of 3. And it is actually something that is important for you to watch because it can affect things like your taxes and the schools depending on where you land in Wylie. Now, the drive to Dallas is gonna be not too bad. On a good day, it'll take you about 30 to 45 minutes, but during rush hour, you're definitely going to be up to that hour mark. So it's gonna be one of those things that you have to really consider if you are commuting and living in Wylie. The good news is that you're close to major highways like Highway 78, 544, and Highway George Bush, which gives you some pretty solid options and easy access to get around to the city. So if you're working in the city, but you wanna come home to kind of some peace and quiet, Wylie may just be a really great fit for you. So what kind of vibe are you gonna get in Wylie? Think family friendly, solar place, and very community driven. It's kind of a place where high school football is a really big deal and you'll probably run into your neighbors at the local coffee shop. Downtown Wylie is super adorable. It's full of character with boutique shops, murals, and events like Boo on the Ballot. And yes, Wylie loves a good festival. So definitely the community shows up for these types of events. So if you're in Wylie and you want more of a kind of an urban feel, you're not really gonna find any high-rise condos or apartments in Wylie, and it doesn't have a really big nightlife scene as well. So this is gonna be an area that's a little bit more low-key and an area that still has easy access to Dallas if that's where you want to go. So let's talk a little bit about the real estate in Wylie. The homes here are actually gonna give you a really good value. So whether you're looking for something that is a new construction in a master plan community, or you want a little bit more land and no HOA, Wylie has options for you. Prices can actually vary quite a bit depending on what part of Wylie you're in. Remember, we said that they were in 3 different counties, but here's a good breakdown. Entry-level homes in Wylie, think about 300s to 400K. Move-up homes are gonna be between 500,000 to 650,000, and larger homes with a little land and some custom builds will take you up to about 700,000 and up. Wylie has grown quite a bit over the last 10 or so years, but it hasn't lost its affordability compared to some other DFW suburbs like Frisco or Plano. So Wylie also has still a few good neighborhoods in the area, and the cool thing about Wylie is that there's no mud or no PID tax in these areas. So if you're trying to stretch your budget, this is a really good place and opportunity for you. So let's talk schools. If you have kiddos or you plan to, you'll be happy to know that the Wylie ISD is very well regarded. Wylie ISD serves the majority of the city and has a reputation for academic excellence, strong leadership, and a real commitment to student growth. The district consistently earns top ratings from the Texas Education Agency, and several of those schools within the district are designated as A campuses. Parents love the balance of structure and support, and students here have access to a wide range of programs from AP courses and dual credit programs to top-notch fine arts and athletics. The district isn't huge though, and that actually kind of works in its favor. It still has a small town kind of feel to it where teachers know their students, but it is making a really big impact and offering real opportunities like careers in technical education, robotics, and even competitive sports. So if you're wondering about the school spirit, let's talk a little bit about the Wylie Pirates. The high school football teams are packed, the band is great, and the entire community shows up. That's the kind of culture that really matters when you're thinking long-term and you want to raise a family. Also, parts of Wylie falls into Rockwall ISD and Garland ISD, depending on where you live, and those districts offer different setups like choice programs and transfer options. So it's worth checking out when you are looking at homes in the area. You want to look up the specific address or zip code to verify what district you would be in. So let's talk about the things to do in Wylie. If you're outdoorsy and you kind of want to go on a picnic or go by the lake, then Wylie may be a really good area for you. So it has easy access to Lake Lavon, which is going to be full of those doing fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, or just relaxing. It is very available to those who live in the area with a commute or a short drive. You'll also have access to several great parks in Wylie, including Founders Park, which is full of sports fields, splash pads, and it's great for kids. You'll have access to Inspiration Park, which is inside the Inspiration Master Plan community with views and walking trails. You'll also have access to the BMX bike park. Yes, they even have one of those in Wylie. And if you're into golf, you'll not be too far from the Woodbridge Golf Club, which is technically in Sac City, but close enough to kind of count as the Wylie area. Okay, so let's talk about shining and kind of the day-to-day of Wylie. You'll have access to your basics, Target, Kroger, Sprouts, those kind of things are going to be really easy access. But for dining out, you're not going to find a 5-star restaurant on every corner, but you'll find some solid local finds and favorites in the area. One of the ones that's pretty popular is going to be Ballard Street Cafe. Super popular, and it's great for breakfast or lunch. Meteor Hamburgers is a really great find in Wylie as well. Gives you a little bit of classic burger feel and nostalgia. And then Shoemaker in Hart. This is a really cool coffee shop, and it kind of has an antique type of feel to it as well. And of course, in Wylie, you're not going to be too far from an area called Firewheel Town Center, which is actually technically in Garland, but really super close to Wylie. And also you'll have easy access to places like downtown Plano if you're looking for a little bit more shopping and boutique options. So what's next for Wylie? Wylie's not done growing. It's been continuing growing over the years, just like many of the other cities and suburbs here in Dallas-Fort Worth. There's new construction happening in multiple pockets of the city, from large communities like Inspiration to smaller infilled neighborhoods. And here's what I love about Wylie. It's growing intentionally. They're expanding their infrastructure, improving the roads, and preserving the green space at the same time, which is super important, while also adding amenities for its homeowners and residents. So who is Wylie for? Wylie is not for everyone. If you're someone who is looking for walkability, nightlife, or super trendy spots on every corner, you may feel a little limited here, but if you are craving space, affordability, good schools, a little lake life, and community, then Wylie will deliver in those areas. It's great for families and folks who work remote, or even investors looking to buy in an area that's still growing. So that's the real scoop on Wylie, Texas, this hidden gem just outside of Dallas that's got a little heart, some homes, and great potential. If you're thinking about moving to Wylie or any of the other cities here in DFW, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can actually book a call with me using my link below in the description box, or you can send me a text or an email with the information on your screen. Drop your questions below though. I want to know what you guys are thinking about some of these videos that I'm doing, or if you have any other questions about Wylie, and I'll see you in the next video.